Good morning. Hi, and we're live. So, welcome to Polly's podcast. Today is 201 days where I have been on a very, very low carbohydrate diet in in a in a way, just like very low carbohydrates. So, the first 90 days, I ate nothing but chicken, beef, pork, eggs, bacon, butter, bacon grease. And then, I ate a lot. So I know I've said this in a previous video, but in the event that you have not seen the previous videos, I'm letting you know that I did not have like a breakfast, lunch, dinner eating window. I literally just ate all day. And I kind of attribute that to my body was lacking proper protein. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I'm attributing it to, that my body didn't have adequate amounts of protein and good fat. So that's why I ate so much. But even though I ate so many calories in the form of fat, because fat has a lot of calories, and beef and pork and lamb and eggs and bacon, I dropped the majority of my visceral fat before the 3 months were even up. So I don't know, everybody's different. My body is different than yours. Yours is different from mine. And we're all different. And what works for me may not work for you and vice versa. So I'm here to share my journey with you and to help keep track of what it is that I've been doing. So, because it has worked so well for me. Literally, I ate chicken like at least twice a week, beef twice a week, pork twice a week, eggs every single day, right? So, and before I even get into it, I want to say welcome. I've got my list here to the Low Carb Queen for giving me a beautiful shout out yesterday during her live show. Thank you. I want to thank our new members. So Carnivore Ron, David, and Mia. Thank you for subscribing to my brand new channel. Polly's podcast welcomes you all. Thank you. Excuse me. So, 201 days passed, whether I wanted it or not. It just happened. So early on, I made the decision to give it 90 days because 90 days, between 21 and 90 days, is where you break and form new habits. And also, you get brand new cells. So I said, okay, I want all brand new cells. Let's see what we're going to do. I literally just eliminated everything from my diet because I was mentally prepared. And unless you're mentally prepared, this is going to be even more challenging. It is challenging all by itself. It's an uphill battle. It's a fight for me every single day. But I think that it was a little bit easier because I was mentally prepared, where I had just had enough. And I was just bringing myself to tears because I was so unhappy, right? So I was unhealthy. My hair was so dry and so brittle that no matter what hair products I used, my hair looked and felt like straw. It's only recently, after 200 days or 195 days, only recently that my hair has started to look and feel like hair again. It's hair. And I feel like, wow, and I have been going to the salon. I go to the salon and my hairdresser is fabulous. And she tests my hair and checks it for, things and says that if it's healthy or not. And the first few times I went there, she said my hair is not healthy. And then just recently, she said, your hair is really looking wonderful. It's looking very healthy. And so I really appreciate that, because I have been taking some supplements. One of those is 5 grams of creatine every day. The other supplement that I've been taking is 20 grams of collagen peptides every single day, which I add into my coffee. Now, I don't have to take them, but I chose to take them just because I really like the benefits that I've experienced. I can't sit here and tell you all the benefits of creatine or collagen peptides, but I will tell you this. Creatine does help put moisture into the muscles, and that is wonderful. Collagen does support hair, nails, and bones and skin. So I needed that. So on my list here, I have, let's see here. Oh, what did I have for dinner last night? I made a stovetop cheeseburger casserole made with real cheese, cheddar cheese, real hamburger, and mushrooms and onions. I realized that mushrooms and onions are a type of fungi and a type of a root crop, but some seasoning is okay. And fungi, such as mushrooms, I don't consider that to be anything of serious value other than a boost in vitamins and minerals. I even broke down and purchased some of the Costco mushroom coffee, which I have been using, and today was my last serving of it. So I really enjoyed it. It doesn't affect me badly, and like I said, I don't poo-poo on people who eat carbohydrates or vegetables or fruits. I love fruit. I'm Mediterranean. I love fruit. But I had to go on this elimination diet. I had a weird, bizarre leg rash that I could not explain. Now, usually I'm pretty good about explaining things that occur because, I do, pay attention to my body. It wasn't eczema. It wasn't psoriasis. So the broad spectrum words that I would have for this would be some kind of mysterious contact dermatitis, which could mean literally a million things, right? It means nothing. It means literally nothing. Contact dermatitis, which means swelling in the dermis, swelling, inflammation in the skin, and somehow it was developed from some kind of a contact. It wasn't poison ivy, poison oak, it wasn't anything. It was just there. And I tried everything to get rid of it. Do you know that within the first 20 days of stopping eating all carbohydrates, I stopped eating all grains completely and all sugar completely. In 19 to 21 days, that's when I realized that rash is gone. And I wasn't itching, I wasn't scratching. So I said, that's interesting. I'm wondering if it's vegetables or fruit or sugar. Because, eating just meat and eggs and animal fats and proteins is an elimination diet. It's called eliminating everything, right? Just down to getting proper macros of proteins and fats, because carbohydrates are not essential macros. Unless you're a hardcore bodybuilder or you're a super duper runner or an athlete of some sort, you really don't need carbohydrates. And I am not entirely convinced that even an athlete needs carbohydrates unless they come from vegetables or fruit. Certainly nobody needs bread or pasta noodles, wheat or corn or soy, right? Nobody needs barley or oats. Nobody needs that. You can get carbohydrates in dairy products. You can get carbohydrates in vegetables and fruit. Now, always take it easy. I always take it easy on fruit. And I'll tell you why, because fructose is a big no-no for me, unless it's the low glycemic fructose, such as blueberries, strawberries, kiwi, right? So, good morning. Welcome to Polly's podcast. On purpose, I waited about 2 months. Actually, it was like 60 days. And I just simply took in a teaspoon of sugar in water. And now I did that early in the day. By that night, so I did that in the afternoon, like between noon and 1 in the afternoon. And by 6 o'clock that night, my leg was itching again. So that's when I realized the sugar was causing... Oh, okay, it doesn't mean the sugar. Let me explain. When you eat sugar, it turns into other stuff in the body, right? Your body does things with food. So a lot of things can mimic sugar. A lot of things can mimic glucose, right? So it's when I realized that this influx of sugar is causing this, because I tested it earlier, like a few days earlier, with, I think it was carrots and celery and cabbage, and I didn't have that reaction. I did cauliflower too, and I only did one a day in very small amounts because I did not want to poison myself somehow. Anyway, getting back on track. During my first 90 days, I did go to In-N-Out Burger. And for those of you that are not familiar with In-N-Out Burger, it's very similar to Five Guys if you're back east. So it's one of those great places that everybody just adores and loves to go for burgers. Okay. I ordered a 4x4, which is 4 patties, 4 cheese, all the grilled onions, no bun, wrapped in lettuce, and I was happy. I did not get French fries. I did not get a milkshake. In fact, I had a little tiny taste of a diet soda, and then I drank water. So, and I enjoyed it. That burger filled me up. It was 4 patties, 4 slices of cheese, tons of their wonderful grilled onions and whatever was on it. But I did eat the lettuce also. I didn't want to, but I did. Anyway, it didn't hurt, right? The lettuce didn't cause any problems. It's just a little tiny piece. And if that little tiny piece of lettuce caused me any problems, I would tell you, but it didn't. But I don't eat lettuce because I don't enjoy lettuce. It doesn't have a good flavor for me. I don't enjoy anything about it. I like to eat food with tremendous flavor. I love good flavor. Anyway, so after my first 90 days of just eating, 99.9% all animal products, I expanded my animal product to fish, shrimp, scallops. What else? What does it say there? Oh, yes, tuna, which comes in a can, and sardines, which also comes in a can. I didn't eat too much of that, and especially the sardines. I'm not really a big fan. And again, I like things that taste really yummy and really good, right? So, like most of us, I don't like to eat things that taste gross. So this diet, the carnivore diet, I guess, or paleo style diet, is the ultimate elimination diet. So it eliminates everything from the diet. So I was very large. I was pushing 189 pounds of body weight. For a person that's always been very small, very thin, very athletic and active, that took its toll on me. And I did not feel good, nor was I proud of that. I had a lot of excuses, none of which were real. But I still had them. I mean, who's going to stop me from having my excuses? Nobody. So I had them. But this week, I even went down again. So I'm very proud to say that today I weighed in at 152 pounds. So still dropping and still on the full carnivore. Let's just see here. What did I have last night? I had the cheeseburger casserole. I had baked chicken. I cut the chicken up into pieces, and then I sprayed it with some butter, like melted butter, put it into the Ninja oven that I have, which is a multi-use oven. It's like a air fryer, dehydrator, an oven, a toaster, bakes. It does everything. So I just put everything in there, the chicken, and I baked it. Let's see here. I also had pickled eggs. I pickle my own eggs, and I had eggs. And yesterday, I only ate once because after my 90 days were up, my initial 90 days, I've been trying to stick to one meal a day so that when I eat, it's in a very small window of 1 hour, and that I'm only spiking or secreting insulin once a day on purpose, in other words. Because look, insulin is there to protect you and to balance your blood glucose levels, right? So throughout the day, insulin can fluctuate. It can go up and down. In fact, even though you slept all night and didn't eat anything, you can wake up and have high blood glucose because it's called the dawn phenomenon, right? So don't take too much stock, is what I'm trying to say, in all of these nitpicking numbers and biologicals, because they only really, I've got that wild hair that is itching on my face. Okay. These things kind of matter only if they're really elevated or really low for long periods of time. I hope that makes sense to you. Blood glucose fluctuates throughout the day, same as your blood pressure. Blood pressure will fluctuate literally second to second, minute to minute, hour to hour. Blood pressure is there to balance constantly. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. I mean, you could take your blood pressure constantly and it's going to be different because that's how we're designed to keep our checks and balances throughout the body, the biological system, right? We're ticking. So anyway, check with your local doctor or your physician for details on that information. Don't take my word for it, please. I'm just a random person on the internet, and I'm just here talking about my own personal weight loss journey. So anyway, that's what I had last night. And when I say I had chicken, I'm talking about one drumstick and one thigh. I'm talking about 3 or 4 pieces. I eat until I am full. I eat, like I probably ate over 2 quarter-pound burger patties, and it was jam-packed with cheddar cheese, sauteed mushrooms, and onions. Plus, I had like 4 pieces of chicken, 3 or 4 pieces of chicken, and then eggs on top of that. So I don't limit myself at all. I'm not on a diet. So I'm just not on a diet. I eat, and that meal has to sustain me all night, the whole time I'm sleeping, the next morning, the next afternoon, until I'm ready to eat again, right? Sometimes I'll get hungry like around 2 or 3, but I'm busy. or I'm running around doing errands and I don't have time to eat. And within 15, 16 minutes, that hunger pain is gone. And I'm not hungry anymore. And I'll just finish my work and go to bed and wake up the next day and I didn't eat for, 1.5 days going on 2 days. And that is called prolonged fasting. Prolonged fasting has its own benefits for me. Look into that and see if that is something that will benefit you. But I would always consult with your doctor, your medical provider before changing your diet or before changing your, daily routine, because I am not a doctor. Well then, let's see here. Sardines. Oh yeah. So it was a while after the 90 days were up, that now it's 201 days today. Yay. Well, it was probably 2 months ago and I had stalled again and my weight had stalled. And if you've ever experienced a weight stall, comment in the section below there, because that is so frustrating when you stall and it's not fun. That's when I ran across Dr. Boz. And you know what I did? That's right. The sardine fast. It was the worst experience. And she says, well, that's how you're going to learn the difference between hunger and cravings, right? And she is right. I learned the difference between hunger and cravings. I also learned how to hate, despise sardines. I tried to make, how people make crab cakes or tuna cakes? Yeah. I tried to make sardine cakes. Did not help. It was like eating cardboard. That was awful. Dr. Boz, we love you. Thank you for all your community service. And, she's right. She's right. It does teach you the difference between cravings and hunger. But that sardine diet broke my plateau. She was right. My body needed the macros from those sardines. And it worked. And fat just started to melt off again and again and again. It didn't stop. So the next time I plateau, I'm going to do either a full tuna fast or another sardine fast, or a combined sardine with sardine with tuna. So it's not. I'm gonna say that this is not easy for somebody who loves cake, pie, cookies, donuts, Chinese food, bread, pasta. This is not easy. It's an uphill battle, especially at first, but it's worth it. I have brand new skin. I have brand new hair. The ends are not brand new, but the new hair that's growing out is brand new. And it's not as damaged, at all, like the stuff down here was. Like I said, I go to the salon, she cuts stuff. So, what's on my list here? It's not easy. It's an uphill battle. I don't want anyone to think that this is something easy. I made that decision. So, at first, just to occupy my crazy food noise in my mind, I would do some jumping rope. I did a lot of yoga. I did some stretching. I would do some crazy walking. I would just do things just to stay a little bit more active. But I don't think any of that really contributed to my fat loss. I also got back into deadlifting, and I'm still getting back into that. and I think I'm up to 75. So my deadlifts are decent right now. So I'm building more muscle, which I can tell from my deadlifts, right? But you don't have to do any of that. And I haven't done anything in probably 2.5 months, and I'm still shedding fat because I'm in fat burning mode. My body is forcing itself to eat stored fat. So you'll hear people say in this community that you can eat fat, you're not going to get fat. But although that is true to a degree, I'm going to say this. For me, because I had so much excessive fat, the stalls came when I didn't lean up. So that means when I wasn't eating lean. So in order to stop the stalls or stop the plateaus, to break through those plateaus, I did go lean. So that means I was eating lean meat with low fat. Okay. For me, not for you, because remember, I lost the majority of that 35 plus pounds during the first 3 months when I was eating nothing but high fat and high protein, and a lot of it, and none of it was structured. And I'm going to tell you, it was not clean. I was not clean. I actually bought Costco hot dogs, and I had them in the fridge and in the freezer. So that means it was dirty, right? That was a processed food. So if I got hungry throughout the day, I could just grab it and eat it. I even use this hair, man, is bugging me. How's it moving by itself? That's a good question. What's going on here? Beef jerky, beef sticks from Costco in the car. I'm driving in the car. I'm eating beef sticks. I'm eating beef jerky. I was eating all day. So my calories were out of this world. High. Crazy calories. I have no words to explain how wonderful it feels to sit here and explain to you that it just burned off. The visceral fat just burned off, and it's still burning off. Still, to this day. Well, that was it for today. Good morning. Welcome to Polly's podcast. If you couldn't join me here live, that's okay. I think this will air by itself on YouTube. If you find any benefit in this information, please hit the thumbs up. It's a brand new channel. If you have questions for me that you think you can get value from my answers, please let me know what they are. I'll read the questions and I will address them. I will answer the questions. And until next time, be happy and be healthy. And thanks. Okay. Bye for now.